I shouldn't have told him everything, but he already knew. Not just the details in the paperwork, not just the things I admitted, I mean everything, even the things I never said out loud. The first time I met Daniel Hayes, I was sitting across from him in a quiet office that smelled like leather and coffee. Divorce lawyer, highly recommended, expensive, the kind of man people trusted with their worst secrets. I remember thinking, he looked too calm. Not cold, not distant, just prepared. Like nothing I could say would surprise him. "Tell me what happened," he said gently, and I did. I told him about my husband, the lies, the cheating, the nights I stayed awake wondering where he was. I told him things I hadn't even told my closest friends. And Daniel just listened. No judgment, no interruptions, just those steady eyes. And occasionally he'd nod, like he already knew the ending. At the time, I thought that was comforting. Now I know better. The process started like any other divorce. Documents, meetings, endless questions. Daniel was thorough, almost too thorough. He didn't just ask about finances or assets, he asked about memories. What was the last time you felt safe with him? Did he ever make you doubt your own memory? Have you ever hidden something from him? At first, I thought it was strategy, building a case. But then the questions got personal, not about my husband, about me. What's the worst thing you've ever done? I laughed it off, but Daniel didn't. He just watched me, waiting. So I told him something small, harmless, or at least I thought it was. He nodded again, wrote something down, and then he said something that made my stomach drop. "That's not the one that keeps you up at night." I froze. "How would you know that?" He smiled, just slightly. I listened carefully. But it didn't feel like listening. It felt like he was pulling things out of me, things I didn't want to face. About 2 weeks in, something strange happened. I came home after a meeting with Daniel, exhausted. My apartment was silent, too silent. I dropped my keys on the counter, and that's when I noticed it. A file, on my kitchen table, my name on it, my handwriting. I walked closer, slowly. I knew that file. It was from Daniel's office. Notes from our sessions, private, confidential. There was no way I had taken it home. I would have remembered. My heart started racing. I flipped it open. Every page was there. But something was different. There were new notes. Notes I had never seen before. Sentences I had never heard him say. "You still blame yourself for what happened in 2018. You think no one knows the truth. You're wrong." I slammed the file shut. There was no way. No one knew about 2018. No one. Except me. I called Daniel immediately. My voice was shaking. "You gave me a file by mistake." "No," he said calmly. "I didn't." "It's here, in my apartment." There was a pause, longer than usual. "Did you read it?" Something about the way he asked that made my chest tighten. "Yes," I whispered. Another pause, then, quietly, "Good." "Good?" I repeated. "You need to confront certain things," he said. "That's part of moving forward." "Daniel, how did this get here?" Silence. Then, "Tell me what scared you most about what you read." He completely ignored my question, and for some reason, I answered him. "Those notes, about 2018. A breath on the other end, soft, almost satisfied. "Ah," he said, "we're getting closer." Closer to what? I hung up, but something inside me had already shifted, because deep down, I knew. This wasn't about the divorce anymore. After that night, things escalated, fast. Daniel started bringing up details I had never told him, not just about 2018, about everything. "Your mother used to lock the door when she was angry. You still check your phone at 3:17 a.m. You deleted the message, but you remember every word. I never told him those things. Not once. At first, I tried to rationalize it. Maybe I mentioned something without realizing. Maybe he was guessing. But it wasn't guessing. It was precise, specific, personal. Too personal. And then came the moment that changed everything. I walked into his office one morning, and something felt off. The room looked the same. Same desk, same chairs. But the photos on the wall, they were different. I stared at one in particular, a black and white photo, a woman sitting alone on a bench, her face slightly turned. I stepped closer. My breath caught. It was me. I stumbled back. "That's not possible," I said. Daniel didn't react. He just watched me. "You took that," I accused. "When?" he asked calmly. "I don't know, but that's me." He tilted his head slightly. "Are you sure?" I looked again. The clothes were mine. The posture, mine. But the expression, I didn't recognize it. Sad, empty, like someone who already knew something terrible was coming. "I've never seen that before," I whispered. Daniel leaned forward. "Exactly." My skin went cold. "What does that mean?" "It means," he said softly, "you don't remember everything." The room suddenly felt smaller. "What are you talking about?" He slid a folder across the table. "Open it." My hands were shaking as I did. Inside were photos, dozens of them, all of me, different days, different places, some recent, some old, some I had no memory of. And then, at the very bottom, a photo from 2018. I stared at it, and everything inside me went silent. The photo showed a car, crushed, wrapped around a tree, emergency lights flashing. And there, standing near it, was me. But I wasn't injured. I wasn't crying. I was just watching, like I didn't belong there. "No," I whispered. Daniel's voice was calm. "You've been telling the story wrong." I shook my head. "No, my husband, he was driving." "Was he?" Daniel interrupted gently. The room felt like it was spinning. "He said it was an accident," I said, my voice cracking. "He said he lost control." Daniel didn't answer right away. He just looked at me. And then, "He told you what you needed to believe." My chest tightened. "What are you saying?" He leaned closer. "You weren't the passenger." My breath stopped. "You were the driver." Everything hit at once. Flashes, sounds, the scream, the impact, my hands gripping the wheel, the silence after. I would remember that," I said weakly. "No," Daniel said softly. "You wouldn't." "Why?" "Because you chose not to." The room went cold. "Your mind protected you," he continued. "It built a story, one where you weren't responsible." Tears blurred my vision. "No, that's not true." "Isn't it?" he asked. And suddenly, I remembered. Not everything, just enough. The argument, the anger, the moment I stopped paying attention, the second it all went wrong. "I killed him," I whispered. Silence. Then, "No," Daniel said. I looked up. Hope flickered. "No?" He smiled, slowly. "You didn't." My heart skipped. "Then, what happened?" Daniel's eyes locked onto mine. "He survived." Relief flooded through me until he added, "But not for long." My blood ran cold. "What does that mean?" Daniel stood up, walked toward the door, and then said the words that shattered everything. "You finished it." I couldn't breathe. "What?" My voice barely came out. Daniel opened the door slightly. "You left the scene," he said. "You came back." "No!" "You checked if he was alive." I shook my head violently. "No, no, no!" And when you saw that he was, he looked at me, not with anger, not with judgment, with something worse, certainty. You made sure he wouldn't be. The room collapsed around me, memories flooded in, hands shaking, blood, a whisper, a choice. I didn't, I said, but my voice failed. Daniel stepped aside. Come with me. I didn't want to. Every instinct screamed to run, but I followed. Down the hallway, into another room, smaller, colder, and there, sitting quietly, was a man, scarred, alive. My heart stopped. He looked up and smiled. Hey, he said. My husband. I staggered back. That's not possible. Daniel closed the door behind me. He's been alive this whole time. My husband tilted his head. You really believed I died? My mind fractured. Everyone said. Daniel stepped forward. We needed you to remember. Remember what? I cried. The room felt like it was closing in. My husband stood up slowly. You didn't kill me, he said. Relief surged until he added, you tried. And that changes things, Daniel said. I turned to him. What is this? He smiled. Not like before. This time, it felt real, cold, controlled. This isn't a divorce, he said. It's a case. My stomach dropped. A case? My husband nodded. You confessed, he said simply. I looked at Daniel. You recorded everything? He didn't deny it. You needed to say it out loud. The walls felt like they were watching me. You're not my lawyer, I whispered. No, he said. Then what are you? He stepped closer and said, the only person who knew how to make you tell the truth.